Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, everyone. You know, walking into the room today, I heard a very simple but amazing statement from someone I haven't met, but Fatima, hi, how are you? Sitting where is she? She was sitting on the steps, and she said, I can't see anything, the lights are on, and that's the beauty of being in the spotlight. You can't see anyone out there, but you're in the spotlight, and everyone is watching you, and that's the power of your brand. My name is Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi, and today my message is simply, you've got the power. I need someone to say that to the person next to them, I've got the power. No, you got to say it like there's power in this thing. I've got the power! Somebody has to make a declaration because, all right, put your hands together for me. I mean, I just shocked you. Well, I've got the power to belt it out. But most importantly, you've got to have the power. You've got to have the power to release your enterprise. Today, in our world, so much is challenged. The power of enterprise, the power that is the spirit in you, the power of your idea to innovate and to create something new in your community, in your environment, that is not just local, but it's global. But it's not just global, it's viral. Then you've got what? The power. Talking about the power, we look at it as an acronym. You talk about the P to the O, to the W, to the E to the R. Now, I love the fact that when you talk about the power, you have the sound of the wow factor in there, which is a W. But let's start it from the P. You look at the P, and the P is about your potential, your purpose, and your poise. I also want you to understand the P in power as pulse. When you feel pulse, you feel life. Now, if anything you're doing doesn't have the right feel of life in it, if it's not releasing force, there is no power. You've got to have the power that takes what is in you, your idea, and translates it from its being potential to its being the actual. But it's not just about power that is not being managed, that is not being guided. Because power that's not guided and managed is not power, it's a disaster. And that's what happens when you're not responsible with the opportunity that you have. Being responsible with your opportunity in your time, which happens right now at your age and stage in life and exposure, is the fact that you're able to respond to the fact that there are areas that you can change. You are the change you want to see. In our community, in Nigeria, in Africa, and all over the world, it's not just talking about brands, Apple, and the rest of that. It's talking about the good name, the brand. Who are you? My name is Dayo. My brand name is DBL. I am also a corporate brand in the marketplace called DOXA. But the most important name in all of this is the D to the A to the Y to the O. It's your personal name. It's got your personal agenda, your personal ethics, your personal value chain, and what you give as the integrity of whatever you do in the place of your purpose and your potential. So we're talking about the life force of whatever you're going to do. That is the pulse. You're looking at your potential. And if you work your potential with the right kind of responsibility, ability to respond to demands in your environment, manage it and profit with it, you will become exponential, not just a working potential. And when you move beyond the place of your pulse and your potential, you come to your poise. It is important that you have the right kind of decorum. You have the right kind of style. You got the right kind of attitude to carry through whatever you call your brand. Only then do you have the power. Today's youth live in a very, very challenged world. A world in itself that is traumatized and dysfunctional because of traumatized and dysfunctional people living traumatized and dysfunctional lives simply because they've worked their values the other way around and devalued not so much the social reference of where they live, they've devalued themselves. They've devalued who they are. When you devalue who you are, you lose the most critical thing in power, which is the O. The O factor is your originality. What's your original blueprint? Who is the you that we celebrate? Who is the you that becomes a brand that we will take global and go viral with? That you is the one that expresses the real power to innovate, the real power of your creative enterprise, the essence of your ideas. You look at the originality of what you do. You're not a copy. Even though someone else may have come up with the idea of doing certain things in a particular way, the originality is the way in which you take that same thing and you turn it from being common to being uncommon. The uncommon is the you factor again. It's you being unique in packaging it, in branding it, in presenting it, in showing it, but most importantly, in styling it. Only then do you have the power. Also, we're not talking about originality. You're talking about an integrity which means that you preserve the dignity of your idea by the dignity of your name and the name that is your brand. Let's look at the wow factor, W. When you look at the W in the power, you're talking about the wow factor. But it's a wow factor that has work ethic. The wow factor is that thing that makes your idea pop. When people see it, they watch your style, they see what you do. It may be fashion, it may be internet, whatever it is. You can create a Yahoo out of the fact that you're punching into a computer. And when you do that, then you have an enterprise that is global and that makes impact. You've got the power when you've got your wow factor. The wow factor means you've got to be able to step back, look at your idea, strategize, and work it through the fact that, yes, people are going to challenge you. People are going to discourage you and tell you you're too small. You ain't going to do that. It's not time, all kinds of things. But guess what? If you choose not to be discouraged, in other words, lose courage to run with your idea, that's simply what discouragement is. You just lost courage. You just lost confidence. You just stopped believing in the power of you. You are unique enough to have the audacity to face your world and face leaders in your world and say, I am the change you want to see, and I've got this idea, and I would appreciate it if you would please partner with me. It's not about going to ask anybody for money. It's about asking for the opportunity. It's also about being able to recognize and have eyes to see where your wow can turn a situation from what is ordinary to extraordinary. That's where your potential becomes exponential. That's where you have got the power. Let's look at the E factor. The E factor is about enterprise. Enterprise is what you are able to take in terms of what is in you, in terms of what you can do and make it work. The E factor is the fact that you're ready to work. It's not just about hard work. People think I've got to work it hard. No, 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 don't work it hard. Be diligent, be consistent, be intelligent, apply yourself. Ladies, it's not about working the body factor. It's not about being seductive. It's about taking who you are as a woman and putting it in the marketplace. Not because you seduce, but because you create value that people get to respect you for. And guess what? Because you're a woman, you get some extra respect on whatever you're doing. So you can celebrate. Come on, put your hands together for you. I like that. Get some extra respect on who you are. Many people compromise. Somebody's going to tell you, we can help you. We will sort it out. We'll make this work for you. If only you. If only you translates to something for a girl, it also translates to something else for the guy. Guys, watch it. If you give up, if you concede, if you compromise in that place where you've compromised, you've just shifted yourself. You've inflected by 1 point, but guess what? You will never end up in the place of your success. You will never end up representing the G that you are in the now that you have, which is your future pulled into the now. Only then do you have the power. To say you have enterprise is to say you have the audacity to look at the ordinary and turn it around to something extraordinary. It's to say you have the audacity to look at the fact that someone says you can't do it and you say, yes, I can. You don't just stop at saying it, you work it. It's not just about the fact that you verbalize it. You give it word, you give it life. You give it arms, legs, you give it teeth, and you give it a sword if you need, so you can kill some things as you're going along. Simply put, you're not going to allow anyone to put you back. Every time they try to put you back, go work on their strategy and come around the other side. You understand what I mean? Doing what is right means doing what is powerful, and that is enterprise. You've got the power. We're at the R factor. What is the R factor? Somebody try. What is the R factor? It's what? I love that. Respect is not what I'm talking about. I love the fact that there's respect. You've got to have respect. You've got to have respect for you, and you've got to have respect for whatever you're working on. If you say you've got an idea and you're sleeping in bed at 10 a.m., when someone else is running with what is not the original idea but a copy of yours, let me tell you, you're missing something somewhere and you may miss it for a long time. You actually may miss it all together because you look at the other person who's your copy and you get confused about who you are being the original. The truth of the matter is this: have respect for you, enough respect for people around you. Never lose respect for your elders. We come from a culture of respect. You know, people call me Auntie Dayo, and then your big moms and dads call me small girl. So I'm caught in the middle of just who I'm supposed to be. between the small girl and the Adedayo. But you know what? I don't mind the Adedayo because it's an expression of who I am as a mother, as a mentor. It's also an expression of who I am as an entrepreneur. And most importantly, it establishes who I am as a transformer to my world. I've got the power. The question is, have you? And as you answer that question, you come to my R definition. It's not just about the respect, it's about being real. I believe the most critical thing I have found, simple but true, is to be real. You see, we can all put on attitudes, we can all throw on all kinds of swagger. But stripped of your swagger and your attitude, who are you? How real are you? Are you real enough to step into a place and say, you know what, I made a mistake, I'm sorry? Are you real enough to be true to your brand and to your integrity? To acknowledge where you need to learn? Are you real enough to be teachable? Many people, many youth go around with a lot of arrogance and pride. I know it, I know it, I know it. Oh, they're all so old school. The truth of the matter is there's a lot of wisdom in old school. And there's a lot of power in old school. And if you are wise as a youth, if you understand with respect how to be real enough, to be teachable enough, you will find that there is no limit to how far you will go. Because guess who's giving you the backup? Guess who's making sure you get there? Your old school is making sure you raise new school in a brand new way. We're looking for people who are real enough to say, what I've got brings reality. Not the reality shows that play down the dignity as we see of all people all around the place. You know, those reality shows, cuckoo. Did you hear what I said? Cuckoo. You shouldn't be watching that stuff. You're filling your eyes with N-O-N-S-E-N-S-E. You need a lot of sense to do what you're doing, go in the direction you're going, not nonsense, all right? Now, but that in itself is someone's idea. It's someone's idea, but does it rule the world? Did you hear what I said? You can have a great idea, but is it going to rule your world? Is it going to change your world? Is it going to create an intergenerational connect? Or is it just going to get people wasting time, wasting creative talent and opportunity, and looking at somebody sitting in a house and wondering, I wonder who's going to do the kissing and the necking next? Having the big brother attitude means you're going to have respect for you and be real to you. And then, only then, do you have the power. How real are you? In our world, it's easy to say, I am shy, I am afraid. I tell people it's okay to be afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the fact that you go ahead in spite of the fact that you're afraid. But the worst thing to be is to be shy. Because shy separates you from an opportunity. Imagine you have what we call the elevator pitch opportunity. You step into the elevator right now with Bill Gates, but you're shy, you don't see anything. And he comes off on floor 3. You just missed something because you were shy. Shy kills the opportunity. Get yourselves ready. Learn to communicate with power. Communicating with power doesn't mean you won't make grammatical mistakes. It doesn't mean you won't make intellectual mistakes. But if you're real enough with your communication, you will get your heart across and engage the person who is listening. And that's when people become partners. That's when people want to work with you and create change for you. So, have you got the power? Yes. You sure you've got the power? Yes. Are you really, really sure? Yes. Then I'm going to need you to shout it out. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, go. I've got the power. Oh, you people just sound like you just went lame. I mean, listen, I got the power. What was that? No, no, no. Come on, everybody. Put your hands together. Begin to pump it up. Begin to pump it up. Make some noise. All right, shout it out. Just shout. Shout anyway. Shout anyway. Now you're shouting, say, I have got the power. Say it again, I have got the power. One more time, if you're sitting down and you're in the wrong position, somebody stand up and say with attitude, I've got the power. Come on, everybody, give me some more. Great. So make some noise for TEDx and let's all appreciate the fact that they have got the power. Thank you very much, everyone.